This was the most terrifying culinary storm. Donuts dozens of meters wide fell from the sky, smashing New York's Times Square to pieces. Mount Rushmore was unfortunately struck by a cream cake, and Paris's Eiffel Tower also fell victim. Slices of bread, lettuce, bacon, and tomatoes rained down, turning the French's proud tower into a sandwich tower. Meanwhile, over in the UK, hot tea began pouring down, melting the umbrellas of pedestrians. Then, China's Great Wall was attacked by giant corn cobs, watching the entire world spiral out of control. Flint, the one who started it all, hid trembling inside a trash can. Then, just like his mother had done years before, his father took out a white garment and encouraged Flint, telling him that if he could create the food machine, he must also have a way to destroy it. His father's encouragement rekindled Flint's spirit. Since the machine couldn't be shut down remotely, he would fly up and shut it down manually. And so, piloting his newly invented aircraft, with a few close friends, he soared straight into the eye of the food storm the next moment. Once they broke through the storm, they discovered the food machine was now encased in massive meat paste, transformed into a giant meatball planet. It could autonomously absorb moisture from the clouds above and expel all kinds of mutated food from below. Most terrifying of all, the machine had now developed a mind of its own, able to control surrounding food to protect itself. Flint had barely approached when he was attacked by chasing pizzas.
Anybody order pizza? Oh!
Luckily, their piloting skills were sharp, allowing them to dodge the assault and successfully reach the top of the meatball planet. Without hesitation, they jumped down inside, but as soon as they entered, they were surrounded by headless roast chickens. Their friend John was even swallowed whole. Witnessing this, Flint and the others froze in fear. Just when they thought all was lost, the chicken that swallowed John suddenly began to convulse, then collapsed, twitching violently on the ground, confusing the nearby chickens. It turned out John was fighting the chicken for control of its body, and clearly, John was the winner. Using agile moves, John led the other two out of the encirclement, telling them to go ahead while he covered the rear. A head appeared in an opening filled with peanut brittle, but Alice was allergic to peanuts. Reluctantly, Flint went down alone. While lowering the rope, Alice accidentally got pricked by the peanut brittle. The allergic reaction made her swell up instantly. Flint told Alice to return to the aircraft for treatment, then bit through the rope and dropped down himself, landing right in a pool of jam. Deep inside the cave, he finally saw the food machine. By now, the machine had morphed into a monster, highly alert. The slightest movement would give Flint away. The food machine attacked immediately. Fortunately, Flint disguised himself as a hot dog and narrowly escaped. But now, Flint couldn't get anywhere near the machine. Suddenly, an idea struck him. He tied spaghetti around a shrimp, threw it onto a donut above, and as the machine spewed out food, he leaped and successfully lassoed it. But the machine, with its tremendous strength, quickly broke free and tried to fling Flint off. When shaking didn't work, it prepared a fatal strike. In that critical moment, Flint looked at his shoes and had an idea. He took out a spray and aimed it at the machine's underside, completely clogging its outlet. Soon, unable to expel food, the machine overheated and exploded. At the same time, the food storm in the sky instantly dissipated. The crisis caused by food was successfully resolved. Afterward, they returned to the island. Seeing Flint wasn't with them, his father began to cry in sorrow. Then, a flock of ratbirds descended from the sky, and wrapped inside them was Flint. In the end, the father who struggled with words finally spoke from his heart, affirming his son. At that moment, even without any grand inventions, Flint was still, in his father's eyes, a true hero.